Hello and welcome to this week's episode of
Advice for Your Besties.
where we answer your questions.
Woo. Okay.
I don't usually say that part, do I?
No, but you're on it today.
Just jump right in.
Okay, so our first question is, do you enjoy being alone, and how do you spend your alone time? I only like being alone once in a great while. Like, like for an afternoon or for like a day. A day is good to be alone.
How often?
Like maybe like once a month or once every couple months or something like that. And then I'm good. And then I just watch a lot of Netflix. Ugh, Love is Blind. That's what I'm on right now.
Welcome back. I used to love being alone. Now that I have people in my life, I don't love it as much. And it's now starting to make me like, I crave people and I start to get a little squirrely. I kind of dread the weekends because more often than not, I'm going to be alone by myself. And so what do I do when I'm alone? I'll go to yoga, I'll walk my dogs, I'll putz around, maybe I'll spend some time in my closet. What else? What other things do I do?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I do all those things too.
So stupid.
Except I don't really putz around in my closet.
No.
I throw on a pair of sweatpants.
Oh, you'll go work out.
I'll go work out. I'll walk my dog.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, stupid shit like that. Probably wander around Target.
Oh, yeah. That's what you would do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're in a bad mood, is there something or someone who can instantly make it better?
Each other.
Yep. I feel like Layla would know when I'm in a bad mood, and she comes up and puts her little snoot in my face, and I'm like, oh, you just know that I needed you right now.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. She's always a good mood booster.
Yeah, but in terms of humans, definitely Lindsay.
Thanks. And you.
Ditto. Right back at you. You good?
Good.
I'm gonna get you your vibrator.
What's your guilty pleasure? I feel like we get asked this a lot. I don't feel guilty about any of life's pleasures. Reality. Woo. You know what? I will proudly kill all my brain cells watching reality TV. I don't care. Love is Blind. I'm still on it. I'm still watching Real Housewives. I don't know. I feel like that would be it.
We had a binge session.
Oh, yeah. Some HGTV.
Yeah, but we binged on snacks.
Oh, yeah. We did.
$40 worth of snacks.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest. So Lindsay and I went dancing last Saturday at Whiskey Row. And it was like the hangover without the debauchery necessarily. We always know fun's going to ensue. It's just like, where does this trip take you? And Lindsay had never spent any time in a 7-Eleven before.
No.
And she's like, ew. And I'm like, it turns out I am well-versed in 7-Elevens.
You are well-versed.
Yeah. You didn't know I had that.
No, I was like, what?
So she had never really spent any time in a 7-Eleven. Well, my ex fucking loves convenience stores, particularly 7-Eleven. Those are the best. Actually, they're not the best, but they're the best amongst the ones you see most frequently. Mm-hmm. But if you start going out to the further east, the outskirts of the state, you start to get really good ones because it's an indicator. Okay.
I didn't know you're such a 7-Eleven.
I'm not. I'm a convenience store connoisseur. Like when I was going to get you at Christmas time, the further east you go, the bigger and bigger they get. And then there's whole sections of merchandise and clothes and hats and slippers and stuff. And those are usually good. And then depending on how much technology is used to dispense coffee or hot chocolate is a solid indicator of what kind of how much money has been pumped into it. Anyway, so I was like, Lindsay, let me usher you through this experience. We spent $40 on fucking snacks.
I was like, wow, it's such a good value. You can send me snacks here.
This is such a good, what did you say?
I said it's a good value.
It is.
Well, you know what you're missing out on if you're not from the Midwest or Wisconsin in particular is Quick Trips.
Yes, I don't even know.
Oh my gosh, Quick Trips. That is a full-on grocery store. They used to have milk that came in a bag. I don't know why that was such a thing. Yeah.
How?
It was in a plastic bag. I don't know why that's what I remember.
What was the
Quick Trip.
Container?
A plastic bag.
Like a Ziploc?
No,
How the fuck?
Not a Ziploc, but a gallon, maybe a half-gallon size sealed bag with a knob on it to let the milk out, or maybe a spigot. I can't remember how you got the milk out, but it came in a plastic bag.
Okay.
But they have like the best donuts and the chicken tenders. Last time we were in Wisconsin, they're like, Quick Trip has these new chicken tenders. Have you guys tried them yet? Like, it's a thing to get food from Quick Trip. So I don't know what their clothing selection is, but
I think I'd like it.
You would love it. It's like a whole thing. What's the worst job interview you've ever had? We haven't applied for a job in a long time.
We're unemployable. Unhireable?
Unhireable.
You know, I have to say the job, it was not going to be the, the job that I was applying for a year ago that I really wanted that I didn't get. That was the worst because I gave it my everything. And then it was like I failed so miserably. And what was embarrassing in my head was that I thought I had it in the bag. I had never been so sure of anything in my life. And boy, was I wrong. So that was my worst interview because I was really disappointed. And I was like, I got this. So it's kind of embarrassing to think you got it and then be so wrong.
Yeah, my worst interview would be, I'm trying to think. I guess like when I first moved out here and I was looking for like an internship or that would lead into a job and getting asked questions like, what's your chiropractic philosophy? I don't know why that is number one question because I don't have one really. I'm like, I believe that you should help people as quickly as possible. I'm like, that's not the right answer. So whenever it's a chiropractic related question about my philosophy, I flub the answer every single time. So like that was kind of hard when I first moved out here. Otherwise, yeah, I guess the last time I interviewed was probably like in college for a job that didn't even matter, like filing papers.
Right.
Or like being a tour guide.
Right.
Let's see. How would you describe me in 3 words?
Can I have a minute or two?
Okay, let me think. I would describe you as funny.
Do better.
Hold on. That was only one word.
I know. It's not a great one. It's not even like the best version of that word.
Okay. Hilarious.
Now you're just playing to my needs.
What's a good word for, I guess, not like intuitive. That is part of, I want like a deeper word than intuitive. I guess cerebral is what you would say. And then I would also say you're very thoughtful.
Well, thank you. That's pretty nice. I didn't expect that.
Didn't see that one coming.
No, you didn't. Thoughtful. It's supposed to be in 3 words?
Yep.
I would say you're addictive.
Oh. Thanks. I did not see that one coming.
Really?
No.
I feel like I've said that before.
No.
Like an exciting, like buzzworthy, like addictive.
Oh, thank you. I like that one.
I bet.
That's why you're so thoughtful. Because you know. What is the most fun memory we've had during our friendship?
Oh gosh, that's such a fun question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like,
what a good one.
There's you guys.
Let's just. Well, okay.
I know.
I used to keep a journal of all the funny things you've said over the years.
Yeah. I don't. Where is that?
I don't know. Okay, can you give us like the top 3?
Okay, top 3. Japan overall was so fun, and that's the first time we ever traveled together in a long distance, cramped quarters together 24/7, and I mean it was Japan, so it was super fun, and just learning how you travel together.
I don't. Okay, that's your top 3.
That was like number 3.
Okay.
I mean, just because Whiskey Row is fresh in my mind.
Sure.
Like, that's definitely up there. And then, gosh, there's just like so many. I'm like, when we went to LA, San Diego, that was super fun.
Here's a moment that I remember specifically. It was early on. We were in Target. We were buying those big black chairs. Like 20 of them. Do you remember we like fell on the ground like laughing? There was a couple of cards that we were going through. I think it was like an Easter time too.
I think it was.
And there was like this one particular like rabbit, like bunny in like a chick costume. And it was so funny. I bought it like 6 months early. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know. We were dying laughing
Oh,
over
man,
that
we
card.
were laughing so hard. There was just a lot.
And it's like, no one would ever think this card is funny, I think, except for us.
And we were making a scene, but that's kind of how we go. I like it when people like, oh, well, how about this at Whiskey Row? This is a good example and obviously the most specific, but like we can't be bothered thinking about or looking at anybody else, right? Like the whole thing. When we were out on Saturday, I kept having so much fun and like looking at you and be like, oh my God, I just love this person. This is so fun. Like I forget how much fun I have with you. And I'm like, it just like was surreal. I was like pinching myself. I'm like, wow, it's been so long since we like connected that way.
Totally.
And I was like, God, she's really fucking funny.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
So then,
you know what was really funny about Saturday night?
What's that?
Was somehow we got on this topic about how guys think that dicks in our faces and then like how much we love them. And we were just going off on this like tangent, probably for like an hour. I don't know time, but we're like, yeah, dicks and faces. We love that. And just like doing these motions, looking at each other, laughing, doing it again, looking at each other and laughing.
No, it's the notion that like women just love it in the face.
Yeah.
And like that flaccid, like. And then, like, if you're lucky, they'll come all over your face. And you're like, nah. Yeah. Because that's what society would have people thinking, that women love it. And if you're lucky, you get it stuck in your false eyelash. And then
you like peel it off in your eyelashes one by one.
So much. And if you're lucky, you'll get that while you're sleeping. Wake up. Wake up. It's just so offensive. It's just like, oh, don't you love it? Yeah, I love it so much.
I love waking up to a dick in my face. Thank you. Every fantasy I have.
Oh my God. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah. All right. So it's still funny today.
That was funny. That's always funny. It's just like it couldn't be any further wrong. Like, if you want me to really dig it, hide it. really want me to go after it? Don't see it.
I'll scavenger hunt.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Give me a second to miss you, you know? Yeah. Try to just jam yourself into places.
Let me find it. Let
me forget about it for a second and I'll come back. I promise you I won't forget. 6.
Yeah. That's it.
Sometimes it's just like when we get uninterrupted amounts of time because as much time as we spend together these days, the window is being dramatically reduced.
Window.
And now in the chunk of time in which we can have like uninterrupted, like carte blanche, blank check amount of fun is less and less. So that's why Saturday was so particularly special. And then like it wasn't really about dancing.
No.
It stopped being about dancing.
Not at all.
Do you think if the dance floor had been full, we would have danced?
Probably. I mean, well, no, because, I think we did make our way to a fuller dance floor.
We did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I do think we just needed like.
I think we just needed to like laugh,
bond verbally without like. Here's what I did today. The podcast doesn't in no way like create any stress or strife. No. It's just that we just needed like giggle time to like wipe the brain clean.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, much needed.
And then we went dancing. Ooh, tell them about when I got like props from like the dance circle.
Okay, so there was this dance circle going on the dance floor. Really good dancers. Like, I don't know if they go and like choreograph this stuff together, but it was good. And I was just having so much fun watching them. So Chelsea's like, I want to get in on that circle. Like, I have the moves.
No.
Yeah.
This is not how that went.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Well, that's what I remember in my
Okay.
But you're like, well, okay, you didn't want to be in the middle of the circle, but you wanted some acknowledgement that you were also a phenomenal dancer. And all of a sudden, you're doing your thing. They turn and they see you. And they're like, oh, and like hands up in the air and like, yeah. And then I think your knee gave out.
No, I stopped because I had performance anxiety. No, I was afraid of my knee going out the entire time.
But I was like so excited. I was like, yeah. Like, I was like cheering too. I'm like, yeah.
And I'm like, don't look at me. The performance anxiety. And then the minute they started saying like, go girl, go Chelsea, I was like, okay, and it's over.
Oh, but I was so excited for you.
I know, it was pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's not exactly how it went, but that sounds like a pretty good story. It's probably better than the real one.
That's
it was like, I am a white girl who was like, I've got this. Like, move over. And I was like, you know what? Don't whitewash this experience. Be okay. Second fiddle.
Just live it through my Disney princess eyes.
I did. I was like, Lindsay, everybody likes your eyes. Will you flirt? Like, why is no one flirting with us? And then Lindsay did this funny thing where she just like opened her eyes really wide so everybody could like look and see. And then that backfired.
Yeah. And I was like, I actually don't want anyone talking to me or touching me or even acknowledging me. But I want you to acknowledge me from afar, but like don't actually touch me or talk to me. God, okay? Deal.
So if that's the question you wanted the answer to.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have for our advice and questions. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Make sure that you follow us on Instagram at SoFiredPod and tag your friends. Screenshot this episode. Tag your takeaways. Like what's a favorite memory with your bestie and tag them in it because we want to know. And make sure you follow us wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.